Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and this card is the one that we're going to make today. Now, I've set the file up in Design Space, and I'll go over that with you a little bit, and I will share I'll share the file with you. I will share the Creative Fabrica link with you, which is an affiliate link. I do make a little commission on it at no extra cost to you if you use it. There are a lot of great digital images in Creative Fabrica, so if you're interested in that kind of thing, I hope you'll check it out. Otherwise, let's get started. So this is the file that I recreated in Design Space. The one on the left has Sam's measurements in it, and this makes a pretty good sized card. Let's see, just this panel alone is 5.5 by 7.5, so you're looking at almost a 6 by 8 card. I did resize it a little bit over here for myself, and so now it's closer to a 5 by 7 card, which works better for me because it'll fit in the envelopes that I already have. You can resize this however you like. Just make sure when you do it that you grab everything and resize it all at once, which might take you a few tries to get it the size that you want, but if you click on this inside card base, this centerpiece here, it'll kind of give you an idea what your overall finished card size is going to be. So I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to I cut out the smaller one, so I'm just going to group all this and hide it for now. Now, I created two panels. In Sam's original, she used rounded corners, but if you don't have a corner rounder, I've created this with free shape, so you can still use it. You can also do it a square if you like. Her pop-up is this size, but I created them a little bit smaller, a little narrower. She's using a really big piece on hers, and as you've seen, I'm going to use much smaller pieces for mine. In fact, I may even go ahead and cut mine in half again with my my little hand slicer from Tim Holtz. Belly band strips are optional. I used a 12 by 12 sheet when I cut mine out, so I actually was able to get one long strip to go around mine, but because her card is so big, she's used two strips here. And if you watch her video, which I have linked below, you will see how she does it, and it looks good. It was odd to me because I've never thought of a belly band being in multiple strips, but the way she does it, she makes it look like it's one big piece. So I think that's all I need to tell you on here. Now you can decorate the inside however you want, put whatever you like on the pop-ups. I've given you the shape here that she used, but I'm going to show you what I did with mine. I uploaded, well, you've seen the finished card, so you know. I uploaded some shapes from Creative Fabrica, and I will link that below as well. The background I used, I don't know where I got that from. I even did a Google search on it, and it is just not coming up. There's similar stuff out there, but that exact image isn't popping up, and I'm not sure why. I'm going to resize these here when they get done loading onto the mat. And this is the background I used, and what I did, let's see if I can zoom out just a little bit more. I resized this to 11.5 by 11.5, and the reason for that is because that's the biggest sheet of paper, unless you've got really large, like 12 by 24 sheets, which most of us don't have. So that's why I sized it to that. I'm going to resize these a little bit too. They're a little large. I'll resize them again, but I just kind of wanted to get an idea here. So now I can zoom back out a little bit. And what I did was I took these panels over here. First of all, I'm going to hide this text because we don't need to see that. So then I took these panels and I brought them over here. And I want to bring them to the front. So when we come over here, I actually will make a copy of this and you'll see why. So I'm going to slide this one out of the way for now. So, and I'll slide these two panels over there. Come on. There we go. So I'm just going to pull these a little bit closer together for now because they are going to get cut out. Well, actually, yeah, I'm going to do it this way. If I can, for some reason, this is really slow. And I'm going to slide that up because these should be, all right, you know what? I'm just going to pull it all the way up, hopefully, and give them a little bit of separation. Okay, so I'm going to take all three of these and I'm going to move them together and kind of position them where I want them on this cardstock. Now you can do this however you like. You can even just print out a sheet of cardstock if you want. You probably will have to print out a couple if you're using 8.5 by 11. So now that I've got it kind of where I want it, I'm going to just unselect that. I'm going to select one piece at a time with the background and give it a slice. Did it work? It did. All right, let's undo that. So now I'm going to select the middle piece and the background piece and give that a slice. And then I want to send this background piece back to the back, if it will let me. There we go. And I want to select this piece on the right along with the background piece. And that did not work. This is really slow. I did not have this much problem when I did it the first time. I don't want that. One more time. Let's try it again. Oh. Okay. And then slice. So now I'm going to delete this piece. And I'm going to delete these blue original pieces. And there you have your background or your inner panels. So let's move back over here. We'll slide these up. They're not perfectly spaced, but you get the idea. And then you're going to do the same thing with these two panels. I'm going to line them up like this so that I know that they're at the top. And then you can select both of these and you can place them anywhere you want on here. So I think I'll come down here. I'll select the top piece on the left, if it'll let me, and give that a slice. Move the background back to the back. Select the piece on the right and the background and give that a slice. Boy, this is really finicky today. Slice. So now we can delete this. We can delete both of these. And now we've got this. And these will be your front panels. But see how nice those go? You got your, actually this is better than what I use. Your little gingerbread man, the house. I don't know what that is. Another house back there. You got a tree. So it's very cute. And I apologize that I can't tell you where to get this background because I just don't know. All right. So that's your inside of the card here, and then your front folds of the card. Now, what I did with these are again images from Creative Fabrica. I will link those below because I did find that one. This one's a little different, so you know what? I need to shrink all of these down. They're way too big, which is why I've got all these warnings over here. Come on. Okay. And they're gone. So maybe it'll speed up a little bit. I'm going to save this one for later. It'll work with me here. So the file I've set up is free. You don't need an Access subscription to use it, but these images are not, and they will not come with it because you can't share those images in Design Space. So what I did now, first of all, I sized them where I wanted them, but just to show you what I did an offset, and I like a small offset, which is why I should size it first, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to hit apply. I'm going to change that to white, and then I'm going to select both, and I'm going to flatten. That's very important because if you don't flatten, you're going to get a really rough cut, which is what I did on this one, and it took a good long time for it to cut out. So again, you want to use your offset. It should still, if you've just used it, should still be the same as it was on the first one. So you hit apply. Once it comes up, you're going to change the color to white, because whatever color you make, it's what's going to print. White doesn't print on most home printers. So change that to white, and then you will select both and flatten. So that's how you're going to do those. Now I'll just slide those. Well, first of all, I will bring them to the front, and then I'll slide them over. So the white background, normally I prefer not to have that outer edge, but in this instance it really does help because it helps you to see that busy design in the background. So, you know, I might have went on a little too whimsical with that, but I just thought it was really cute, and I am trying to make this for a kid for Christmas from my angel card project that I do every year. So this one's going to be on the belly band on the front, and what I did with this one, I decided to put it inside or on top of a shape, and I didn't want just an oval or square. You could certainly use those, but I wanted something a little fancier, so I did a search in images and I did label, and it came up with quite a few options. This was the one I think I ended up choosing, so I'm just going to go with it. Yeah, that's the one I chose. So I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Now somebody told me I couldn't get my rotate button to work in one of the last videos. I said, oh, you just got to go under edit. Well, it's not under edit, so I don't know if they've just done away with the little rotate function over here or what. I don't like it. I do miss it, but because I'm going in, you know, an even increment, like a 90 degrees, I can just do that, which is what I do often anyway. All right, so I'm going to send this to the back, and I am going to, well, you do need to size it. You need to figure out how big you want it. Actually, what I want to do is I want to figure out how big I want this. So let me bring it back to the front. And I'm just going to kind of lay it. That's not a bad size for a fairly non-decorative front, so we'll do that. Maybe I'll just make it 4, get rid of a ½ inch. Is that too small? Nah, that'll be all right. So this one I'm going to lay behind there, and I'm just going to reshape it until it's big enough and wide enough to cover most of this. Now, there may be other shapes that'd be better. A circle probably would have worked really nice for this, but I didn't want a plain circle, so I opted for this guy. And then I'm going to just kind of center it where I think his feet look good. So I'm just kind of trying to line them up roughly in the same place while still keeping the candy cane where it's at. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create an outline or an offset for this top piece. And I'm going to hit apply. Now it's a pretty busy, weird piece, so it might take it a minute here. It's got a lot of rough edges and stuff that take a little time. Okay. So here it is over here. I'm going to take that along with this piece and I'm going to weld them. And then I'm going to make this back piece white. And then I'm going to flatten everything. So that gives you a unique little shape. Let's see if we can change our background color just for a second here. Let's use red. That gives you a nice cute little shape for the top of your belly band without cutting off the candy cane or the snowflake. So that's how I did that. So let's change that back to white. Oops. And we'll zoom back out. Oh, that was too far. All right, so anyway, that is your card base. Use whatever digital files you want or whatever paper you have. I'm not going to save this because I can't share it if I do because of the imported images. But let's flip back over to our desktop here. And I've gone ahead and put most of this together. Now, like I said, you can print out a sheet, or if you have a sheet, you can just cut those images or those shapes out of that sheet. But if you want to do it this way, now you know how. So because I messed up and didn't do the offset, I ended up having to trim this little girl out because she was a mess. Really rough edges. She's still not great shape, but she's definitely better than she was. So I'm just going to kind of burnish down her edges here, the cut edges, and him too. So this is what I was kind of thinking. I'm just going to put her over here with the Mary right next to her. I'll put some foam tape behind her, and then I'll use this pop-up piece for the text. However, look how much bigger that is than my text. So I think I'm going to cut it in half. So let's do that real quick. So I'll get out my little Tim Holtz paper cutter here, and what is this? This is 1 inch, so I need to cut it to 1/2 inch. That's going to be a little tricky. I'm just going to line it. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, I might just have to use scissors. You know what? I will use this cutter instead. I don't like it as well. Oh, and look how that changes the color in the camera. Whoosh. All right, well, bear with me. I'm going to line this up on the 1/2 inch mark, and I'm just going to kind of freestyle it here a little bit. So I'm going to press that in place, hold that down, and then I'm going to press and slice. And there we go. See, they're thinner now. So now I think I will like it much better for my sentiment, because it will mostly be covered up. So I like that. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Or, there we go. Try not to zoom in too far. Okay, so now we're going to just position everything where I think I'm going to want it. I kind of imagined this guy down here, and the Christmas here. Now, her I wanted up here, and the Mary right there. I do have also a different font style that I could use there in red, with a different Christmas even, but I like this one, so we're going to stick with this. I like the blue because it pulls in some of the other blues. So what we need to do is we're going to need to attach our pop-up pieces. Now with these, I'm just going to add some foam tape behind them, pop them up a little bit, and these will be on the pop-up pieces. Now I do want to get a little bit of ink and just go around the edges of this, so hold on just a moment. Alright, so I've grabbed aged mahogany because I thought the red tones would go good with the gingerbread, but I'm not sure that I'm going to like it. So let's give it a little try here. That doesn't stick very well. Okay, so ink this up since it's never had ink on it, and just for starters, I'm just going to test it on here. Oh no, I do like that. Okay, that didn't take much. That didn't take much convincing. Now I don't know that I should use it around the whole thing, but I'm going to. As best as I can. There's going to be a few places where it's going to be tough to get it in there. Yeah, like right there. Let's see, can I do it? Kind of. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be able to get in there though. Not very easily. So this is where actually a Q-tip would have been a good idea, but I didn't think of that. Okay, I was hoping it would pop a little bit more so it would stand out against the very similar colored background. But it definitely didn't hurt anything, so let's do it over here on this guy. Now you obviously do not have to do this step if you don't want to. But because it's going to be popped up, I knew those white edges were going to show. So I thought this would help kind of take that white edge down a little bit. Yeah. So this is not such a, doesn't stand out so much. And again, it's hard to get into some of it, but I think we've done a pretty good job there. So that was Tim Holtz's Aged Mahogany Distress Oxide ink. Put that somewhere where I'm not going to get it on everything. Okay, so this guy will go here. This girl will go here. I assume it's a girl because it looks like she's wearing a dress to me, and she's very fancy. Then we'll have our Christmas greeting there and there. Just kind of spread it out a little bit. Alright, so let me grab my foam tape. Alright, so let's apply our foam tape to the back of these guys. Well, you know what I kind of wanted to just put a little clear piece of tape on the back with a sticky dot so it would come off of there if somebody wanted it to. I mean, I could probably, let's just do it. Okay, so I'm gonna do his legs first. I do have more of this if I need to go get it. Now, can I just span that, or is it too wide? Nope, that'll work. I kind of want to bend it a little. There we go. Let's put some on the head. Couple little strips. So there's that guy. Now let's do her. So I'm gonna go up here. And I think it's too wide to go through that, so just do it that way. Let's see if we go across his arms. Okay. And I said his arms, but this is a girl, I think. Okay. Now, where is my needle tool? There it is. Okay. So let's pull off our backing papers here. Can't quite get a hold of that one. Come on. There we go. Now, do I want to add some glue to make it movable, repositionable while I'm trying to get it to go where I want it? I think I can do it without. Sorry if my head is in the way. There we go. Pretty happy with that. Well, let's do this guy. Oh, I got gunk on there. Okay. So on Sunday, today is Saturday, so tomorrow we were supposed to be having a family baby shower, but some of the family came down with COVID again, so we're postponing it until sometime in October. no date yet. So I have been busy, which is why I haven't been doing a lot of videos, because I have been busy making gifts for the baby, for her room. And so I had done a video, I've actually done two, on the gifts themselves, because I think they're pretty spectacular. They're not so much how-tos as just to kind of show you. One of them's a how-to, but the other one's really not. And just kind of showing you, wanted to show you what I've been working on. The first of those videos is set to go live on, well, not live, but to be available on Monday. And I had intentionally set that date because the baby shower was supposed to be tomorrow. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and let the video run. I didn't want anybody having an early peek at what I was working on, but at this point, I'm just going with the flow. So I don't want to change it. I could, I'm not going to. So if anybody, I don't think that the mother and father follow me. I'm in fact pretty sure the dad, my nephew, doesn't. I don't think the mother even knows who I am. So hopefully they won't see it ahead of time, but if they do, I apologize for ruining the surprise. So you can see there's a little bit of elevation on the gingerbread man. I could have used a little bit more, maybe. I'm trying not to move my letters too much. Yep. But you can see we got them elevated a little bit. So now to do the tabs here. So let me see if I can remember how she did that. I think there's a couple ways I can do it. If I glue the big one down, or she might have glued the small one down. If she did it that way, though, no, we're not doing that. That would really pop it up, though, wouldn't it? Boy, howdy. Yeah, we're going to do it this way. So we're going to glue this piece down. And let's see, where do I want these? Let me put these out here again. I kind of want them sort of close, not too close. I think that will look good. Okay, so let me put some glue on here. And that's where we've got our Mary, so just slip it right in here up to the seam there. Trying to keep it kind of straight and just give that a good press. So now what I can do is should be able to just close this, fold this over. If I didn't get it too close to the fold line there. And if I did, you know what? I can just snip a little bit off. Just a little bit. And then that will pull that up. Perfect. Okay, so let's put a little bit of glue on there. On this very end here. And while I'm kind of holding that, trying to keep it kind of level, I'm going to close my flap. Oh, perfect. So I'm going to give that a second to dry. I'm glad I cut that in half. So that's the belly band. So what I did was, if you missed it, I took one of the two of these smaller raised pieces or pop-up pieces, and I just cut it in half so that it wouldn't stand out too much behind my greeting here. So I think that's pretty good. So now we can just set that right on top of there. Perfect. So we'll add some glue. It's probably way more than I need. And I'm just going to kind of set that there like that. Push it over. Give it some pressure there. Try and make sure it's still straight. It's pretty good. All right, so let's do the other one. Oh, here it is. I thought I'd lost it. So again, we're going to glue this down. Now, let's figure out, where did I want that? I think I wanted it right about there. So let's put some glue on the long side, or on the long end. And slide it right in about there. Perfect. Okay, I'll put a little bit of glue on this. I hope I kept that pretty straight. I didn't. Yeah, I might be able to fix it a little bit when I put the greeting on there. So put a little bit of glue here. Slide that out of the way. Press that down. Make sure it gets good and adhered. All right, so we've got our Christmas there. Add some glue. And I'm going to stand this up just so I can see it. Well, I think I must have fixed it because it looks pretty straight to me. That looks good. So just kind of press that all down. And while that's drying, we will work on our belly band. So I kind of did a prelim fold and just trying to keep it kind of loose. I tend to get it too tight for some reason. That looks pretty good. So then this would go right over the top. And isn't that cute? I like it. All right, so let's glue our belly band down. It's going to go to there, to here. Okay. So and press this down. I just try to keep it lined up. Just kind of hold that for a second. And I just kind of go over the edges to make sure they're not curled up a little bit from the cutting blade. There we go. Hopefully that slides pretty good. Oh yeah, that'll work. Well, it worked better that way. Okay. So there you go. We'll put his guy here in the center. I do think he's really cute. So I'm just going to kind of glue from there to there. I probably won't go quite that far out. I just do a little strip here. And figure out where he's going to go. So let me hold that up, make sure he's kind of straight. Oh, he's not. Well, yeah, he might be. It's hard to say because I did the where I welded the offset to it, so I think that's pretty good though. So let's put our pen back in our glue. Okay, so there we have it. This is, whoops, maybe I need to zoom back out a little bit. This is our finished Christmas card. Now, you could always make a matting layer behind this if you wanted to kind of help it bring it out from the background. I think a metallic, even like a coppery or a rose gold or something would look good because of the gingerbreads. I used blue for the card base because there's blue in the background, so that's why I did that. But it would look nice with even a metallic or a glitter. That's a lot of glitter paper to use, but you could always cut something out of the center and use it for later. But yeah, there we go. Oops. All right, let's do that again. Open sesame. Merry Christmas. You got your little gingerbread people. Granted, there's not as much separation, or they kind of blend into the background, but I think up close and personal you can really tell that they're there. So I think it's really cute. I'm happy with the way it turned out. So thank you very much, Elizabeth, for suggesting this one from Sam Calcott. It's another gatefold. We've done a lot of those lately, but there's so much variety with these that you can really just really let your creative side go. So I could put, and I probably will put, a white piece on the back here that you could write a message or a greeting to somebody. But otherwise, it's done, and I think it's super cute. So let's see if we can get a nice, good picture here. You know what? I need a piece of white background. So let's do it like this. See if we can't get a nice, good picture of our card. That is adorable. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's cute. I've got gnomes I could do too. I probably will make some more of these because I really did want to focus on kids for Christmas this year from the Angel Card Project. There were so many kids last year. And by the time I did the seniors and the veterans, I didn't really have enough left over to do all of the kids. So I kind of wanted to focus on the kids this year. And let's turn it this way just so I can get a decent picture. So I really want to focus on the kids this year. Because I was a kid at Christmas one year when my father was very ill. He had cancer, and he got sick in September or October. I feel like it was September, and ended up passing away right after the first of the year. But it was a very bleak Christmas for us until, in our case, our church stepped in and helped make sure that we as a family had a nice Christmas. And then after that, even after that, the church and friends and families and people we didn't even know continued to help us out. My mom was working full-time, but she was also in school full-time. And we took a big hit financially when my dad got sick. So most of those people are long gone by now. That was 50 years ago, but I like giving back, and that is the reason why. I like to give back, so I really want to focus on the kids this year. I'm trying to think of ideas to really help make them have a special Christmas, because they're all struggling in their own way. And I know it's only the middle of September, but it will be here before we know it. And I will link the Angel Card Project below if it's something you're interested in. If you're a card maker and you want to participate, or even if you just want to donate. They send out a lot of cards themselves, and so every little bit helps. But enough of that. Tired of crying. It's been a hard time lately. So anyway, please let me know what you think. I know the background's a little busy and the gingerbread get lost a little bit, but in person, they do tend to stand out more than they do on camera. Anyway, I enjoyed making it. I think it's cute as can be. So thank you again, Elizabeth. I really appreciate you helping me spot interesting cards to make. And I, again, appreciate all of my, okay, this should go in easier than this. Why am I struggling? I do appreciate all my subscribers, and I wish everybody, you know, the very best right now in these troubling times. And, oh man, it came on and off really easy before, but now that I've got this thing on the front, I can't see what I'm doing. Anyway, I want y'all to stay safe and try to be happy, and I got one of my hairs caught in there. Oh my goodness, I'm a wreck. Okay, so let me know what you think. I do think it's really cute, and I want to make some more kind of similar, but I'm also trying to do some different stuff. So would love to hear what you think. I think it's just darling, but I do agree that the background kind of is maybe I could have made it a little lighter, like in one of my other design softwares. Added a little transparency to it so it didn't stand out quite so much. That might have been a good idea. But anyway, if you want the file, you know where to get it. It's going to be on my Facebook page, and that's just for the card base and the matting layers. That's not for any of the graphics. I will link below the Creative Fabrica link where you can get this and the other gingerbread guys. These greetings were in Design Space. You have to have an access membership to access them. And this background paper, I don't know where I got it, and I'm sorry that I can't tell you where to get that, because I do think it's super cute and fun. So anyway, guys, I'll quit fiddling and I'll quit talking. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I just hope you have a happy, crafty day. Till next time.